I don't know. I'm just telling you, man. It is or it ain't. Sometimes, hey, when people get, it ain't about me training or anything like that. People get money, man. Things change. I don't care whether it's your father, mother, whoever. Father, mother, brother, sister, name it. If sometimes when people
The
get
boxing
money,
universe was recently rocked by an unexpected revelation that has everyone talking. Reports are surfacing that members of Floyd Mayweather's inner circle are finally breaking their silence. What they are disclosing regarding the financial status of money Mayweather is nothing short of stunning. Insiders close to the family indicate that although Floyd has spent decades flaunting immense wealth and maintaining a billionaire persona, significant fiscal instability may be unfolding in private. Sources claim this economic pressure is the genuine catalyst behind the sudden revival of the Mike Tyson exhibition match. It appears the need for a massive payday has outweighed
me and him. Then we had an argument on what was the name of it? HBO. We was on HBO. Then another time we
for the undefeated legend. We are now dissecting every detail emerging from within Floyd's private camp to understand the full scope of these allegations. This narrative is becoming increasingly complex and volatile as more information comes to light, challenging everything we thought we knew about the Mayweather empire. Stay tuned as we analyze the psychological and financial motivations driving this controversial return to the ring, because this developing situation is becoming more intense with every passing second, revealing a side of the sport's biggest star that the public was never intended to witness. Widespread reports indicate that Floyd Mayweather Sr., the fighter's father and longtime trainer, recently delivered startling remarks during an interview at a Las Vegas boxing gym. Witnesses allege that Floyd Sr. admitted his son has been exhausting his fortune at a reckless pace for many years. We are discussing an individual who reportedly invested over $20 million purely in timepieces, purchased several vacant mansions, and financed a massive entourage for decades. According to these insiders, Floyd Sr. implied that the relentless private jet travel, high-stakes gambling, and luxury jewelry have finally created a critical situation. This is where the narrative becomes truly fascinating, as family members have supposedly attempted to caution him regarding these extravagant habits for years.
Command the kind of money he wants. Obviously, I'm not sure if he's in financial problems or not, but why would you at this age come out of retirement after not fighting since what, 2017, if I'm not mistaken, something like that?
It's been about 8 years.
Yeah, 8 years. Outside of exhibitions, obviously, is to do what he's always said is have a bank robbery with no mask on. So if that's what you're going to do, there are only 3 fights. Chat. Listen to me. There are only 3 fights that Floyd can have that can command and get the kind of money he's looking to recoup for money that may have been lost, or money that may have been stolen, or money he may have spent.
Mayweather reportedly refused to listen. Sources close to the camp describe Floyd as a man who anchored his entire identity to the perception of limitless wealth. Consequently, acknowledging any degree of fiscal strain would effectively dismantle the public persona he spent a lifetime constructing. However, the upcoming Mike Tyson match represents a shift in strategy. Insiders suggest this bout is no longer about athletic legacy or resolving historical debates. Instead, it is allegedly driven by a desperate requirement for a massive payday that Floyd requires more than he is willing to publicly disclose. Recently, Floyd's daughter Rihanna reportedly shared cryptic social media updates that observers are now interpreting through a revealing new lens. Although she avoided direct comments regarding her father's specific assets, insiders suggest her posts emphasized the dangers of living beyond one's means and the necessity of fiscal discipline. Sources close to the household believe these messages were intentional, serving as a subtle reflection of the lifestyle choices she has witnessed within her father's inner circle. Regardless of whether these are accurate insights or mere public overthinking, they have certainly intensified the ongoing speculative frenzy. The timing of these collective family remarks is exceptionally curious. Just as formal negotiations for the Mike Tyson exhibition are allegedly intensifying, Floyd's relatives are suddenly vocalizing various financial anxieties. Numerous analysts suspect this timing is far from accidental. Some speculate the family is applying strategic pressure on Floyd to approach this bout with genuine intensity rather than viewing it as a simple, effortless payday. Conversely, Others believe they are deeply concerned about Floyd's enduring financial stability and want the general public to comprehend the underlying motivations for pursuing high-stakes exhibition matches well into his late 40s. This internal family dynamic suggests a complex struggle between maintaining a legendary image and addressing the harsh realities of long-term wealth management in the spotlight. Consider the financial complexities that many casual observers often overlook regarding the reality of elite sports wealth. While it is undisputed that Floyd Mayweather earned over $1 billion throughout his professional boxing career via massive fight purses and pay-per-view revenue, industry experts emphasize that generating $1 billion and retaining $1 billion are vastly different challenges. The fiscal burden associated with such money.
What is he doing with himself? Is he sitting around reading? Do you think he's working on his memoirs? I don't know what he's doing, but it seemed like he would be the guy that wouldn't come back if for no other reason than that 50-0 thing really means something.
Floyd has an incredibly expensive lifestyle, and when you ask what is he doing when he's not fighting, well, it's these exhibitions and then just generally business. The things that he cares about most are being the greatest boxer of all time and having a lot of money. But he also knows that the best way for him to make a lot of money is to box. The other thing that he cares about
is staggering. Between federal obligations and specific state taxes, nearly half of those gross earnings can vanish immediately. Beyond taxation lies the matter of unprecedented expenditure. Floyd's lifestyle is not merely costly, it is astronomically draining, with various reports indicating monthly maintenance costs ranging between $5 and $10 million. This overhead covers palatial residences, a vehicle collection valued at over $15 million, constant private jet charters, and substantial salaries for a permanent entourage. Furthermore, insiders point toward high-stakes gambling habits involving routine six-figure wagers that further deplete reserves. When an individual is exhausting capital at such a relentless pace every single month, even a historic billion-dollar career becomes far less secure than the public perceives. Sustaining this level of opulence requires a continuous influx of massive capital, making the prospect of financial instability a looming shadow over a legacy built on the very image of invincibility and endless wealth. A former associate of the money team.
A rematch with Canelo. That's one fight.
Canelo too big. He let that go.
Listen to me, Unc. We talk about making that money. He ain't gonna have no choice. Number 2, fighting Pacquiao again. Right?
Okay.
That's it.
Yeah.
And the only other fight that can get him the kind of money and the kind of payday he might need if you're coming out of retirement and putting your record in jeopardy, and that's Bud.
Man, Lord have mercy.
Listen, Unc, listen to what I'm saying. Whether you want to see it or not, the only 3 fights that are going to get him the kind of money he's coming out of retirement to get, that the world wants to see: Canelo, Pacquiao, or Bud. There is no one else for him to fight that people are going to pay.
Floyd's gambling activities are significantly more severe than public reports suggest. This individual alleged that Floyd has experienced periods where he lost several $1 million over a single weekend in Las Vegas. While the world frequently sees Mayweather posting photographs of massive cash stacks following successful sports wagers, insiders indicate that his substantial losses remain hidden from public view. These unpublicized deficits are reportedly significant enough to cause genuine alarm among his inner circle. Furthermore, his history with the IRS continues to draw scrutiny. Specifically, the highly publicized $20 million tax debt from several years ago remains a major talking point. Although that specific debt was eventually settled, financial analysts argue the incident revealed that Floyd's fiscal management is far less disciplined than his money persona implies. One prominent tax professional noted that when an individual of Mayweather's net worth faces federal tax liens, it typically serves as a red flag for deeper structural issues within their financial planning. This suggests a pattern of prioritizing immediate liquidity over long-term stability, creating a fragile economic foundation that necessitates the very multi-million-dollar paydays he continues to seek through high-profile exhibition matches well into his retirement years.
Saying that if I think if he stop all the talking and get down to business and,
the financial
and get
strategy
to work
behind the Mike Tyson exhibition becomes clear when examining the projected revenue. Industry analysts estimate this specific event could generate between $50 and $100 million in total gross earnings, depending on the final promotional and distribution scale. If Mayweather secures a 50% share of those profits, he stands to earn a massive payday ranging from $25 to $50 million before any tax deductions. While such a sum represents generational wealth for the average person, insiders suggest that for an individual with Floyd's astronomical overhead and financial obligations, this amount might only cover 6 months of operational expenses, or perhaps a full year if he practiced newfound fiscal restraint. Floyd Sr. reportedly expressed confusion to associates at his gym regarding why his son continues these exhibitions rather than retiring permanently to protect his physical health. According to these witnesses, the elder Mayweather noted that his son has already accumulated more wealth than any athlete in boxing history. Therefore, the motive to risk both his undefeated legacy and his long-term well-being suggests a significant underlying financial necessity driving the decision. The implication remains starkly apparent. Floyd Sr. seemingly believes these exhibition matches are not
thing that he cares about is being a record holder. Forever and ever, at least for the last 15 years, he's held all the records in terms of gate proceeds, pay-per-view numbers, viewership, all that. In recent times, with Netflix coming into the boxing equation, we've seen Jake Paul and Mike Tyson do whatever it was, 109 million viewers, right? So now there's a record out there that Floyd doesn't have, but he can come back and maybe beat that record. There's also the record of being one of the oldest world champions. He could theoretically come back and maybe do that. But the other thing going on, Bo, and there's always the speculation when boxers come back later in their career, when they come back later in life, the instant assumption is, are they broke? Because we've
merely
seen
about
that
athletic
any
passion
number of
or fan engagement, but rather a functional requirement to sustain an empire. The broader Mayweather family dynamics are equally complex, as multiple sources indicate long-standing tensions regarding the distribution of wealth. While Floyd has financially supported various relatives across the decades, reports suggest some family members perceive him as overly frugal despite his billionaire status. Individuals connected to the extended family have noted that Floyd typically provides temporary assistance rather than establishing the kind of permanent financial security common among other elite athletes. Even the late Roger Mayweather, Floyd's uncle and former trainer, reportedly harbored deep concerns about his nephew's fiscal choices. Those close to Roger claim he frequently warned Floyd that his fortune was not infinite and urged him to prioritize proper investments over extravagant spending. However, Floyd reportedly remained dismissive, maintaining total confidence in his ability to generate tens of millions through a single fight whenever necessary. This financial pressure significantly alters the perspective on the Mike Tyson exhibition. If Floyd is truly motivated by fiscal necessity, as family insiders suggest, his competitive approach may shift.
You and Mike Tyson, how's training going, Floyd? Talk to me all about this as you get ready to get back in that boxing ring once again.
Well, not really training right now.
Not yet.
The fight is in 2026. We still, ironing out everything, and I'm pretty sure it's going to be exciting for the people and the fans.
Are you going in there to put Mike down and hey, this is not, we're going to have fun, we're going to throw a few punches, I'm taking this seriously and I'm trying to fight Tyson?
I don't know. I just want to give the fans what they want to see, excitement. So I'm pretty sure it's going to be an exciting event, and people from all around the world.
That a financially driven Mayweather might prioritize entertainment value over his traditional defensive mastery, potentially taking more risks to ensure the drama justifies the price tag. Creating a high-stakes spectacle is essential for maximizing current revenue and securing the lucrative potential of future rematches or a trilogy series. Conversely, some experts argue the opposite perspective, claiming that if Floyd requires the capital, he will absolutely avoid unnecessary risks by fighting dangerously. Instead, he will likely utilize his superior technical skills to navigate the agreed-upon rounds, secure the massive paycheck, and transition immediately toward his next payday. One veteran promoter explained that a financially pressured fighter often becomes more conservative, as they cannot afford to jeopardize their future earning power by suffering a catastrophic knockout loss, even within an exhibition setting. Furthermore, the public discourse from family members regarding Floyd's fiscal health creates a fascinating psychological situation. Floyd constructed his entire legacy around the Money Mayweather persona, emphasizing his status as the wealthiest athlete and constantly flaunting his opulence. Having his own relatives publicly challenge that narrative and suggest he is experiencing financial instability must weigh heavily on him, regardless of his outward composure. Longtime associates assert that Floyd is exceptionally prideful regarding his financial achievements. For him, it is not simply about possessing wealth, but being perceived as the most successful. Consequently, this intense pride might actually drive him to face Mike Tyson and secure a monumental purse primarily to demonstrate to his family and the world that he remains the ultimate money Mayweather, still possessing the unique power.
What have you learned from Floyd? Junior, excuse me.
Well, I'm gonna be honest with you. We had, at one time, we was coming up, we have never had an
Power
argument
to generate
in our
incredible
life.
paydays at will. Social media platforms are currently erupting with intense discourse regarding these emerging reports, as boxing enthusiasts remain deeply divided over whether Floyd's financial distress is genuine or merely sensationalized speculation. Some observers cite his recent extravagant acquisitions and high-end social media presence as definitive proof of fiscal health, while others argue these displays are a calculated effort to maintain appearances despite underlying economic turmoil. This debate has fueled millions of digital interactions, underscoring a profound public fascination with the stability of the Mayweather fortune. Many longtime critics feel vindicated by these rumors, asserting that his decades of unprecedented spending were inevitably unsustainable and that these family revelations finally confirm their long-standing predictions. Whether these conclusions are accurate or premature remains a subject of heated contention. Furthermore, the comparison to Mike Tyson's own financial evolution is particularly striking. Having famously rebuilt his empire through diverse business ventures and popular media after a high-profile bankruptcy, Tyson now appears to be in a position of relative stability. If the allegations regarding Floyd's current pressures are true, it represents a remarkable role reversal from the early stages of their respective careers. This shifting dynamic between two of boxing's most iconic figures adds a compelling layer of irony to their upcoming.
For him to come out of retirement, you have to put yourself in harm's way. You have to take a chance. You can't just be fighting anybody. They're not going to pay to see you just fight anybody.
I hope what they're saying
it has
is
to be
true.
a draw. Canelo, you got to take a chance. You don't have a choice. He had to take a chance.
He does really, Ocho. His
Matchup,
claim to fame.
highlighting the volatile nature of wealth and legacy in the world of elite professional sports. Financial experts have recently scrutinized Mayweather's economic profile on social media, with one prominent wealth manager detailing how elite earners often encounter severe cash flow crises when expenditures outpace liquid income. This analysis suggests that although Floyd's total net worth remains technically substantial, his capital is likely concentrated in illiquid assets such as luxury real estate, high-end vehicle collections, and rare jewelry. Consequently, he may face an immediate requirement for liquid currency that only a massive event like the Mike Tyson exhibition can provide. The promotional potential of this internal family drama is immense. If his team strategically embraces this narrative, they could leverage the personal stakes and financial urgency to drive record-breaking pay-per-view sales. A storyline centered on Floyd fighting to validate his money persona against Iron Mike represents the kind of compelling drama that captivates both casual viewers and dedicated boxing enthusiasts. However, this marketing strategy carries significant inherent risks. If the perception of financial instability becomes the defining narrative, it could permanently devalue the Mayweather brand. The money image provides immense utility beyond the ring, influencing high-level business partnerships and corporate endorsements. Admitting to fiscal pressure could dismantle a decades-old persona, causing long-term damage to his commercial influence that far outweighs the immediate gain of a single fight purse. We must also consider that some of these family remarks might not stem from genuine concern at all. Complex dynamics and internal politics frequently plague wealthy families, particularly regarding the distribution of assets and high-stakes financial decisions. Some astute observers suggest that certain relatives may be speaking out not because they are worried about Floyd's well-being, but because they are seeking a larger share of his substantial financial empire. Family disputes over money are notoriously messy, and exerting public pressure is a common tactic used to force an individual's hand in private negotiations. This unfolding drama adds yet another layer of intrigue to the upcoming Mike Tyson exhibition, as the line between reality and strategic narrative continues to blur. That concludes our breakdown of the latest developments surrounding the Mayweather Inner Circle. For the most comprehensive updates on breaking news, iconic moments, major events, and significant actions within the global boxing community, ensure you stay connected by subscribing to our YouTube channel. Remember to activate all notifications so you are immediately alerted whenever we release high-quality content like this. We appreciate your viewership as we continue to track this evolving story. Until next time.